Tell us your first name.
Sky.
Okay. Now, what do you want to be when you grow up? What do you?
Be a doctor.
It's Juan Carlos?
Yes.
And what would you like to be when you grow up?
An architect.
An architect.
We have a nice contribution. We now have an endowment fund. I say that we use this as a springboard so that we can all talk to each other, our friends, our families, our clients, people we know, people in the church, about what we're proud of. And maybe one of these persons during that conversation will say, hey, that sounds like a great program. How can I help? That's what we're looking for all of us to seek others for their help and maybe ourselves for a little help along the way if we feel inclined to make a donation or include in the estate plan. But having said all of that, it's now my pleasure to present this check for $330,401 to the Arlington Rotary Foundation.
How does giving to this endowment differ from giving to, say, another charitable organization?
I think the biggest difference is it's hands-on. The people who are handling this program are very dedicated to it. They take no money. They are total 100% volunteers. There's no expenses. They give their money to produce any kind of paperwork or do anything. So you just, every penny that's given goes to children's education, and then the income we make. We have talented people who are managing this money, and the income also goes to these children. So you couldn't get more for your money than this contribution.
Well, I can tell the passion you have for this program, Al. Thanks so much for the work you do. I'm joined with Saul Portillo, a participant in this program. And Saul, tell us, where are you going to college right now?
Well, I'm currently attended both TCC at Southeast Campus and UTA, enrolled both of the colleges, taking 15 hours.
And you went to Webb Elementary.
That's right. Okay. That's right, I did. When I was in 5th and 6th grade, I attended Webb Elementary.
And now think back to 5th and 6th grade. Do you remember when the Rotary Club talked about this program and what it meant to you at that point?
Actually, I did. It was around 6th grade. That was actually when I was learning English, because it's my second language. And they were pretty much coming up to us and let us know about the program.
Okay. Now, what are your studies right now in school? What are you looking to major in?
Information systems, technology, programming, and securities over the technology.
Great. Yeah. Saul, thank you so much, and another success story here from this great program.
First of all, we're wondering, does this scholarship program really make a difference? When we give these kids a certificate in the 6th grade, do they remember it when they get to high school? So what we did, we gave a questionnaire to 59 of the students that were graduating from high school, and we found that, do you remember the Rotary certificate you were given from the 6th grade? Every single one of them remembered it, okay? That's making a difference. That's a 6-year span. They were given it in the 6th grade. Then they were asked their senior year, did you remember it? Every single one of them did. The second question, do you plan on attending college? 66% of them said, yeah, I plan on going. Not really sure, but I just plan on going. Third, do you think your parents or your guardians remember this certificate you got in the 6th grade? 90% said yes, they do. And this is one of the things that makes our scholarship program different, because the parents, the guardians, push these kids. They say, hey, you remember this scholarship promise you got in the 6th grade? Stay in school and go to college. And they did, and they are. Fourth, was the Rotary certificate part of your decision for college? Is this really a motivator, this 6th grade promise? 93% said yes. And then the final question is, will scholarship money from Rotary help you attend college? 98% said yes. Now, the other thing we know from financial aid directors at various colleges, They say the biggest problem these kids have is understanding how to get from high school to college. And that's what part of our program does, is to help these students bridge the gap. Because we told them, first of all, if you'll stay at school, if you'll graduate from high school, you'll have an opportunity to go to college, number one. And then we show them what you do, what's the steps you have to do to make it to college. And then we file for Pell Grants for these kids as well. Let's look at the next slide. If you look at percent of students entering college after high school, the U.S. average for low-income minority parents, whose parents did not finish the 12th grade, the national average for people entering college, students entering college, is 43%. But look at the Webb students, 67%. Okay, we're doing some things right. We can do some more things, but the program is working, and we can see that it is working. And since 2002 was the first year that students would qualify for the Rotary Scholarship Program. We've had 8 graduates, and you probably can't see, we have 2 architecture students that have graduated, construction management, neurobiology, restaurant management, business majors, psychology majors, and other fields as well. So you are making a difference, and they're going into very meaningful jobs, and have very, very meaningful jobs at this time. The other thing that's important, in the year 2007, we gave a total of 65 scholarships in our fiscal year, and we funded, since the start of the program, 230 semesters of college, which is a lot of school. And we couldn't do this without the help of our scholarship committee, Dick Driscoll, Steve Zimmer, Al Clark, Walter Verdon, Dan Blumberg, Gloria Pena, Adam Greenidge, O.K. Carter, Derek Kinney, Graham Schott, myself, Bob Stasel, and Peter Scott.
I'm joined here with Terry Torbeen, the assistant principal here at Webb. And Terry, tell us from the parents' perspective, when the kids graduate, they leave here, do you ever hear from them again or their parents about the program itself?
Definitely. Over the last, I've been here 3 years now, and over those last 3 years, whenever their students graduate from high school, we've had quite a few calls that parents have said, when our children were in Webb, they said that they would have money for college maybe if they finished 6th grade there. And we have parents calling now and saying, my children are going to college. What do we need to do next? Who do we need to contact?
So not only are the parents excited, but the kids are excited. It sounds like it's just an all-around good program. Now, do the parents ever talk about the fact that this child may be the first one in their family to go to college? Do they ever talk about that?
All the time, and that was something when I was watching the children talk and they weren't sure if their parents had gone to college or not. That is something that I hear all the time, even as the children as 6th graders. We haven't been to college. We want this opportunity for our children. So even as we have a lot of kids sometimes that move in and out of the area during their 5th and 6th grade years, and parents purposely try to stay in this area just so they can get that scholarship program at the end of their 6th grade year.
Okay. So not only are they part of the school, but they want them to stay here to be part of that program as well.
Absolutely.
Terry, thank you so much for the work that you and your team do here at Webb. So what would you say to encourage other 6th graders to say, stay in school and study hard? What would you say to them?
That good things happen to people that make good choices.
Great. That is outstanding. How about you?
Behave good so you could get good grades.
Great. Behave good and get good grades. How about over here?
That you should always stay in school so you can get a good education.
Great. That's awesome.
Stay in school so you can get a good job.
That's great. And it all starts right here. Hard to believe that probably 6 years from now, you'll be walking across the stage at a high school here in the area and then going on to college, and we'll get to be a part of that. So thank you so much for joining me today. It is a pleasure to be around such smart kids like you guys. Thank you so much. This is Derek Kinney. I'm live here with 4 of the brightest 6th graders here at Webb Elementary, and we want you to join this program and help support kids like this make an impact on our community. Thank you.